Ramonda, thank you so much for your post. I am encouraged by it in many ways. One of the ways is your admission to having a bias prior to our this week's readings, and how May's definition impacted you is also another thing that is inspiring about it, and seeing that it took you from having a bias to being more open minded in the way you view addiction. As you stated, May stipulates that addiction is something that pulls us away from God. I totally agree with that. However, I do feel that May's definition of addiction falls a little bit short in the sense that he does not address the um, scientific aspects of how one becomes addicted or how one is treated of addiction, at least not so far in the reading that we've had. He does mention that there are different aspects of addiction, different things that contribute to addiction, but he doesn't really go into detail as far as scientifically how does that work. So for me, the definition that made the most sense was not one or the other. I kind of had to marry the biopsycho social spiritual model along with Mace addiction in order to get um, a fuller definition that made sense to me. And with that, I say that with Kapusi and Stauffer's biopsycho social spiritual model, it does indicate that all these things contribute to addiction, but it also indicates that we all these things treatment needs to be looked at from all these aspects in order to help the person holistically, which I fully agree with. Um, One of the things that this model reminded me of was Matsumoto and Jung in this 2017, their book Culture and Psychology states that moral principles and ethics provide guidelines for people's behaviors with regard to what is appropriate and what is not. That is found on page 99. And the reason that reminded me of that particular book is because we see the social aspect that Matsumoto and Jung are talking about within addiction. So some people do not learn that addiction is bad. For instance, me growing up, I was surrounded by many addicts. So having addiction in my life, I didn't necessarily recognize it as addiction. Therefore, I wouldn't have considered it was bad. As a matter of fact, even being told that this was addiction, and an individual in my family said, I am an alcoholic, because they were a functioning alcoholic. I did not correlate, I did not correlate them with being an alcoholic. However, growing in my knowledge of psychology and my knowledge of addiction, of course, I came to find out that yes, you could be a functioning alcoholic. So, with that being said, there are many things that contribute to us being addicted or not. The other thing I remembered in May's definition that stated we are more alike than different. What? Oh no, I already mentioned that. Anyway, was I was talking about Patterson in his journal in 2004. Do we need multicultural competencies, which I've already addressed. Um, so again, I want to thank you for your post. I do think um, that we need to see and look at addiction and any other illness or disease in a holistic manner. And with that, I'll leave you with this question. What scientific definition can you marry to May's definition in order to get a more holistic view? Which one of those do you um, connect more to or believe more so? Thank you for your time and thank you for your lovely post. Have a blessed day.